listen to that. We call it his Harley call. He is amazing. And that's one of his vocalizations. He's checking you all out. He's seeing what you're doing. He knows me quite well, of course, but he's kind of like going to just kind of glance your way and then maybe come back. And I know you want to give kisses all the time. So what we don't want you to do is put your fingers in, because he's very strong. Even his curiosity could hurt us, so we're very careful. The orangutans are considered the gentle giants of the great apes because they think about things, but he could even accidentally hurt us at his strength and his weight. Look at him, look at you now. Now he's feeling more comfortable. He's trying to do so kind of sneakily.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. Hi, baby. And so when we paint with him, we put a canvas here and load his paintbrush, and he'll paint on the canvas. He might taste it now. But he's wonderful, and 97% of our DNA they share, and so so highly intelligent, and so people were asking questions today. Does he know this? Does he know that? He knows a lot of things, but it's things that he's acclimated to our world to know.
Yeah.
He's not born with that knowledge, but he's taught things very well, and he'll pick up on things on his own, just like we learn as we develop in life on our own by watching and doing. He does same. We'd be doing construction down there across the pathway. We had given him some little, toys to play with, beach toys and things. He took the shovel and he sat on. He didn't sit on a milk crate. He would have crushed it, but he sat near it and emulated the backhoe, and bobcat and skid steers and things like that. He saw us laying sod.
Yeah.
So then he rolled up his sod. Because we unrolled ours, he rolled up his. He's very intelligent. He snaked in with a piece of bamboo. He snaked in a little mister. Those little curly ones are about this high. He snaked it in, and then he unhooked the hose, filled up his pool, and then sent it back. He's gonna go see Tom instead. You want a treat? That trade thing she did with the block today, that's so we can get garbage from him with a stick. If someone throws something in that they shouldn't, we can get it before he ingests it. So that's that trade that we do. Do you want this? You don't have to. Well, grab it. He will take a yogurt, peel the top off so delicately, lick it, and send the garbage back to us. Yeah. You like that? It's a treat. Fruits and vegetables are all weighed. Everything's very planned in this diet. This is a treat, obviously. Yeah. So, look at that. That hand is like a hockey glove.
It is.
I'm always in awe. I mean, isn't that great to be lucky to be in a profession where you're in awe every day?
Right.
And even though you've been here years and years, to come to work and feel like it's your first day at the zoo, pretty special.
Right. Yum.
Okay, trade. Thank you. Yeah, we see. He's got monkey chow biscuits that are made of the nutrients that we can't grow here in the valley, and he'll so it's got all the nutrients, and it's plant-based, and it's kind of coarse, and he'll put it in his mouth and he'll chew them all up, and then he makes a ball and he presents it to us. Don't you?
Crazy how human his eyes are too.
Oh, and his ears are just like ours. I mean, it's just so much. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, honey. Yeah, you gonna paint later today? I think you are. Yeah, you're gonna be offered to paint. Look at how just gorgeous he is.
He is.
He's gorgeous. Yeah, I know, Pumpkin. I know. My buddy. My buddy.
You'll shake it. Shake one of them.
Yeah, we like you. We like you so much. You're our best. I have a hard time calling him an animal. I will say, I'll be doing a story and then I'll go, he's our, I was going to say poster animal for palm oil crisis, but I can't say animal with him, and of course he is, but We all are, but he's
Right.
he's just, I have to say his name or ape because he's just so magnificent.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep looking at you. He's really enjoying this. You're providing enrichment for him,
Oh.
visiting him today.
If you wear shorts, he's good about it, but if you wear pants and there's a tiny hole in it, he'll just sit there and look at that hole. And it's like, it just bugs him. You can wear shorts and he's fine, but if you have a hole in your pants, it's like, that just irritates him.
Yeah. When we got these guys, an estimated 20,000 were left in the wild, and now there's less than 5.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
5,000. These are the southern whites, and think about it, the northern whites went extinct in real time last year. I mean, think about it. Yeah, it's like in our time. It's like, you know.
Just reading an article about like missing species where we don't even know.
Oh yeah, there's more that go extinct before we even discover them. Plants and animals.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy. Get in. Come here. Come on. Come here.
Will he go if I go pet him? Will he go away?
No.
I don't want him to.
He's just,
Come here, baby.
he's checking out all
Come
the
on, come get pet. Come get pet. There we go. There we go, baby. There we go. He just came out of his mud bath. Mud is a natural insect repellent and also a coolant. So
He's still eating breakfast. So he's not,
we have two, over 7,000 pounds.
you want to scratch him. He loves to be scratched behind the ears.
We have two. The brothers are starting to joust a little bit, which is where his horn injury came in. So now that they're reaching sexual maturity, one of them will go, we own them, will go on loan to for captive breeding to a propagation agency to breed. And then we'll bring in either 2 younger males as well and raise them up. At our size facility, that's what we can do for conservation, or we'll bring in a female. We don't have room to keep breeding them here, but do so responsibly with the wildlife agencies that are doing it.
Oh, okay.
These are southern whites, and northern whites went extinct last year, as you know. So think about them being poached at 1 per 7 hours. They're being poached. During COVID, poaching went down, and now it's sky high again. So we're really, you know, if we can play our part, and if people visit, and you every time you visit a reptile zoo, you're playing your part, and so working together is what zoos do. And so that's what we can do on our smaller scale in our little postage stamp of the world here in Wahpeton, North Dakota. We have Zeta and Felix, and they are Bengal Tigers. We're representative of the orange and the white. They're both young, so they're very playful still, and they're acclimating to each other. So they've got a ways to grow yet. Tigers have been at Chahinkapa Zoo for many years, not from the very go, but we used to have Siberians, then Bengals, and the appeal to people. Tigers are such you look into the eyes of a tiger and you feel some connection to the wild. So to have tigers continue at Chahinkapa has been very important to us. And so we're working with agencies on sharing the education, one day the propagation of, and we just really, they have been quite popular with the public, but also, again, we want to do the education of the tigers and their history and what's going on with them in the wild as well. So what I'd like to demonstrate, and this might fall through because I didn't have a good piece of, this is just beef, to demonstrate how they go up face first and come down face first. One of them does have cataracts. They've only been studied in the wild less than 2 decades. They're that elusive. Studied in captivity for less than 2 decades. So we were like the 3rd zoo to have them, and now there's quite a few zoos that have them. So I don't want, so one of them might go up. If she doesn't, then I'm going to try to put it through the fence. I will not put my fingers in there. And sweetheart, come here. Come here. Come here. Do you see this? Come here. I try to make it a little easier for her. There we go. Did he come down face first? Did
Yeah,
you
he
see
did.
that? Yeah. So it's just a treat. They get their main diet at night. Again, I'm one of, you know, probably the only one that does that on tour, and I like to demonstrate that for people. So they know me, and so they hear my voice, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to, she's going to feed us." But yeah, they get their main diet at night. But we do enrichment, scent enrichment, some food enrichment, but a lot of scent enrichment and things because they're really, really great hunters. Their tail is used for balance as they go through the rainforest of Madagascar, found only in Madagascar. And everybody thinks that
Tails are like long.
they're like a tail on a kite would bounce you.
Yeah.
And you know it's their body's made for agility and you think everything's been overstudied or you know it's been discovered and that's all there is left, and it's like no. These guys we know so little about compared to other species because they're so evasive in the wild. Snow leopards are another example. We know about snow leopards and they got beautiful footage now, but before 20 years ago you weren't going to see footage because they're so high in the mountains. So very, very nice to have that mystical thing too. So we like the Fossa. We are proud to be part of a program with them, and so we'll continue to study them and go from there.
That woke up the.
Oh, look at the bears now.
You just got to bring food. So, Copper is the big male, Coco is the little one. Both of these two were orphans. They were captured out of northwest Helena, Montana. Some people thought it'd be cool to feed the sow and her cubs. And unfortunately, with the intelligence of grizzly bears, they're so smart, all it takes is once. And their mom was killed. She got hit by a train, so the cubs went to the house of the people that fed them, and they weren't home, and they ripped the door off. Copper weighed 75 pounds at the time, and Coco weighed 50, and they trashed it, so they called U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and they came and captured them, tried to rehab them and couldn't, and then we got a phone call that said, can you take these two cubs or we're going to have to euthanize them. Now the people that fed them were fined $5,000 for feeding the wildlife, and the year we went out and picked these two up, they had 51 cubs they had to euthanize from people feeding them. Different things for these guys to chew on to keep moving. Now they both do go into torpor for us. And Copper will be up to that 1,800 pound mark when he's in full, ready to go into torpor. And Coco, she's as round as she is high, and she'll get between that 800 and 900 pounds when she goes into their sleep. And then they den up and they don't eat or drink. Last year it was second week in December, and they didn't come out until the end of March. And they drop a lot of poundage. What a diet plan. Just go to bed and sleep and wake up skinny.
I used to be able to do that when I was 20. Mom, yeah. Can I take a picture?
That's pretty cool, huh, Lucas? Picture with the baby?
So later on today, they'll get frozen fish in their pond for them to go after. We do live minnows in their pond too. And it's cool to watch them catch the minnows. They catch them on top of their paw. They use the hair on their paws to trap the minnow and lift them up. The size of a jelly bean. They have a head. Their eyes are not developed. Their arms are partially developed. There's no back legs, no tail. It's just egg shaped. And Mom licks the saliva trail from the womb into the pouch. They go into the pouch, attached to a teat about the size of angel hair pasta, and they swallow it all the way down their throat. Mom controls how much protein, how much butter fat throughout their stage of development, and as soon as the baby's in the pouch, Mom rebreeds, the egg hangs in suspension, and when that joey crawls out of the pouch, that egg goes into production, starts for 30 days in the womb, back up into the pouch. So Snappy came out of Omaha, Nebraska, out of a drug dealer's house. He was abused and beaten. We brought him home in a Tupperware container, and the police department had called us, and we had to force feed him for the first 2 months to get him to start eating. And you can tell from being in a Tupperware container to where he is now, Snappy is 20 years old. So, but due to that, he's always had more of an attitude, and he was so abused that one of his eyelids, they have nictitating eyelids, one of them leaks a little air, so when he goes under the water, you see these bubbles coming up from one side. Do you know what Snappy likes to eat?
Kids.
Kids, 4-year-olds. Who's 4? Who's 4? Oh no. Actually, we feed him whole chickens and fish. He eats the feathers and everything.
Wait, are they alive?
No, they're dead when we feed them. And you know what? He can go 9 months without eating and it doesn't hurt him. Should we see if he wants to go in the water? Hey, Snapstick. He's talking to you. He goes, nope, I'm just teasing you. I'm not going in the water. Well, oh yeah.
Chahinkapa Zoo. Nico's a spider monkey, and in spider monkeys, in many in the wild and in captivity, sometimes they don't care for their young, and some primates and some other mammals as well. And so she abandoned him. We tried to introduce her back to him back to her, his mother, and it was harmful to him. So we decided we would try to find a non-human surrogate. But that means that that primate would have to have milk and be nursing. Yeah. So it was our Gibbons, and our Gibbons are highly endangered. So to give her, so it means to have milk, she's also had a baby. So yeah. You don't want to compromise that, but we tried. Yeah. Of course, they're apes. The first thing she wanted to do is bite his tail off. But so it became very quickly that he was going to be raised by me, because zookeepers are out taking care of animals. You can't be walking around with a monkey on you. Yeah. So he was in a little snuggly pack, and then he later went up to my head and held on to my hair, and that's where monkeys live. They hang on to their mom. Yeah. So 18 months later, he's still on me, and then it was time to acclimate him to other monkeys. So to train him to be with the other monkeys took almost as long as it did to raise him. But we slept with monkeys, we ate with monkeys, and you can see he's a full-fledged spider monkey today. He's with his cousin Mai Lee and with Cookie, the female in the troop. Spider monkeys don't have thumbs. There's only 2 primates that don't, and they have that beautiful prehensile tail, which makes them a true monkey. And spider monkeys, being South American, are also a New World monkey, and that tail works as an extra digit, as you can see how strong it is. But they now are very, very threatened and getting on that endangered list, and they weren't when we had spider monkeys early on. Also, Nico's not the only success story, but he had a little run on Animal Planet for a while called Raising Nico. It was home footage. The problem with raising a monkey is you don't want people to say, oh, I want one, because they're a pet. And of course, monkeys are not pets. We have a mission to have spider monkeys here at Chahinkapa. So it was kind of like, yes, I have one, but you can't. And I don't want to, you have to be very careful with the message when they see you raising a monkey. But he's absolutely a success story, and he does very well. He knows our world very well. He had a hard time eating with his hands and not with a spoon, and things like that. So he knows our world really well, and he's very fun. He's in the training program. All our primates are in training programs, so they're fantastic. Hi, babe. You got a visitor. Yeah, it's Madison.
Hey, Nico.
Madison's here from KFGO. Say hi. And these guys are highly endangered. In fact, in the wild, they are down to either a few or they went extinct recently in the wild. These are the white-handed gibbons. Now, you met Tal,
Yeah.
who's so closely related to humans with 97% shared DNA. These guys are not, being an ape as well, they're not, but they are the most closely related to the human family structure than any other primate, where both parents will parent, they habitually walk upright. Nobody else does that, no other primate does that besides humans, without using their hands and knuckles. And mom's got a baby on her, born last October. So Effie is the mom. The baby is Rosie. Poppy's the little teenage girl down here. I call her teenager. She's actually 3, going on 4. And the dad over there is Sprite. Now, the blonde is an X-linked trait, so found typically only in females.
Okay.
And Effie's got an interesting story. The mom, she's the last offspring of Jonesy and Holly. Jonesy was born in the rainforest, rescued in 1968 when his trees were cut down.
Oh, wow.
And he was left to die. And so he ended up at the Bronx Zoo, and the Bronx Zoo gifted us, and the early 90s gifted us the entire family at the time. And Effie was actually born here, and Jonesy's no longer with us, but he lived a very long time.
Wow.
And it's very important bloodline, and they have a very important success stories because of zoos. Because in the wild, you know, to put them back into the wild, years ago you could breed and put back into the wild, and now you're putting them back into places of no habitat or poaching or both. And so zoos are so very important for these species. And when you think, you know, about it's fun to come to the zoo, but also when you think about, wow, zoos are doing this. Who knew? Who knew? You know, it's fun to see them, but people do respect zoos and aquariums so much in today's world because they're educated on it and what they do and the very good work. So as I said earlier, anytime you visit a reputable zoo or aquarium, you're helping conservation. And so we're very happy. And when I think about what zoos have done and how far they've come, I think of the gibbons, I think of the rhinos, I think of the, you know, the polar bears, I think of the bald eagle. What a success story there. So there's so many good things, and the gibbons are one of our many pride and joys here at Chahinkapa.